They're nasty animals.
They are pretty mean.
They've been very destructive to the land.
It's a huge problem and it's gotten way out of hand.
Feral swines do a lot of damage to a wide variety of resources, whether it be agriculture, health, human safety, or natural resources. This particular place here, the landowner has cattle. The hogs are destroying the pasture areas, which decreases the amount of pasture. We pretty much have hogs from southern Washington County, Iron County, Reynolds County, Wayne County, down to Madison, Bollinger, all the way to Poplar Bluff. Mostly south of I-44 is where all the concentrations of hogs are.
They are capable of carrying many diseases and parasites, and they're just not good for wildlife habitat. They're not good for farms.
Well, it's destructive on several aspects. One, of course, it disturbs the sod. You lose the grass that's in that area for pasture. Next summer, it's so rough that it just jars your equipment to pieces, not to mention your teeth out of your head when you try to bush hog or mow over it.
We've tried to put a few food plot in and they destroy those. You can plant wheat and they'll dig it all up and disc it up 2 days, 3 days later. And it's pretty hard to get something to grow that you really want, I guess, if you any kind of a crop.
Well, the corn we really had trouble with because I had 18 acres of corn, and we figured they ate in probably 14 or 15 rows all the way around, which was like really significant. Like there was no corn, but the outside rows were just like totally trampled and eaten and just a total mess.
Sometimes they get into your meadows, where you cut your hay. Of course, that makes it rough and hard to cut hay. Even your pastures, when you're trying to get all the grass you want, you don't want to be root up by hogs.
I've been working since about 2003 with USDA Wildlife Service to control hogs, and for many years we worked on limited budgets. Recently, we was able to get some funding from the Farm Bill, and now we seamlessly work with the Conservation Department, the Forest Service, the Corps of Engineers, and Missouri State Parks to work all together so we don't duplicate any work, and we help each other out whenever we can to address issues of feral swine on landowners and state public lands.
We work with anybody and everybody. And that's the key to this whole project, is getting everyone involved, including landowners, government agencies, and everybody working together to get rid of these hogs.
And we've slowly been in the last 12 to 14 months hiring people, getting them stationed in strategic locations throughout the Missouri, and working with landowners directly to do hog control. Justin works in the Iron Reynolds County area, and he receives phone calls from landowners directly, and sometimes get phone calls from the Conservation Department to go out to site visits and work with landowners directly to control feral swine. He addresses the issues with hogs and starts putting out corn to bait the hogs in, and then maybe we'll move a trap into the area. We get the hogs accustomed to eating corn inside the trap, and we have trail cameras out to not only document the number of hogs in the area, but to document when they all start going into traps. We set the trap, and hopefully we'll catch 100% of the hogs.
Dan and Justin both, they've been great to work with. They have went out of their way to help us out on these hogs and provide us corn, set up traps for us, and we have trapped quite a few over the years. We really appreciate the work that they do because the hogs are very destructive to us.
They were real helpful in showing us how to really set these traps and bait the pigs and try and get them as many in the trap as possible.
The cable's not sliding very good. So. I contacted Mark and I didn't know anything about any of it at that point. And I just said, hey, we got one trap. Is there any chance that you guys have traps, or what's the deal? And I found out that they had the trap doors, and then we build the rest of the traps. So he was able to let me have that one and said as long as we were trapping pigs, we could continue to have it.
They were jumping 3 or 4 feet up on the fence. Then after Justin was assigned to this area, why, he's really been a big help in bringing corn and setting up traps and bringing gates and just doing everything that needed to take care of the problem.
Normally, after we've gone through a couple trapping sessions with landowners, they understand, they know that if the hogs ever come back, to give us a call, and we'll just repeat the process. Hopefully, we'll come to a point where, you know, we've got the hog population down low enough that they don't need to be invited back, and that's the ultimate goal, to work ourselves out of a job.
We have several calls every year that we take care of, and we try to service everybody that we can.
Well, I'd say it doesn't take very long till we show up, you know, all smiling and full of energy to address farmers that has had a lot of damage with hogs. We show up with a trailer, corn, traps, and I think we're pretty easy to get along with. And they realize that we may wear a USDA or government uniform, but they all know our reputation and know that we will do whatever we can to help them solve their problem.